So in my original review, I did speak over some Easter eggs that I spotted while watching. But damn, there's so much more Easter eggs in this one episode. Let's go through them. 42 and blind. On the ambulance, it states that John is blind and he's aged 42. Could this be a nod to the Series 3 episode, 42? We know that Stephen, Chris Chibnall and RTD are good friends, so Stephen could have been paying homage to a friend here. The Wire. The character of the ambulance is seriously giving me The Wire vibes from the episode The Idiot's Lantern. It also gives me a little bit of a touch of the Plasmavore character from the episode Smith and Jones. Susan Twist appearance in Villengard. So we also have a Susan Twist appearance again, as we already knew that she would be in this episode, but I feel we got to see more of her in this one, which was really, really nice, to be fair. There's no further clues to who she is or how she ended up at the face of an AI, but I did have a think, could this be because she is Susan Triad? So then does Triad Technologies have something to do with Villengard in the future? Villengard serves as a notable bookend in the history of Doctor Who. It was initially mentioned in the first story ever written by Stephen Moffat, The Empty Child / The Doctor Dances, and then it appeared in the final story written by him as showrunner, Twice Upon a Time. Ongoing war issues. This episode is clearly addressing war issues. With what has been going on with our own world recently, this could have been a really big influence for the script for Stephen to bring these issues to the forefront. We do know that he likes to address issues within his scripts, as he has done previously in the past, with other episodes throughout his entirely long catalogue of 40 plus episodes written for Doctor Who. Fish Fingers and Custard. We had the mention of Fish Fingers and Custard. This has obviously been a nod to Stephen's first year as showrunner, and his first episode, The 11th Hour, containing his own very first Doctor, the 11th Doctor, played by Matt Smith. Dad to Dad. The Doctor mentions Dad to Dad in this episode. I wonder if this is a callback to the Doctor's genetically created daughter Jenny. Jenny was the daughter of the 10th Doctor, artificially created from his DNA, when it was sampled by a progenation machine. This could also be hinting at the fact that the Doctor does have children, as we've had a lot of being a dad or granddad mentioned since this season began. Bigger story arc that we're missing, maybe? Shut Up and Google. This, of course, is a reference to the amazing 12th Doctor. This incarnation didn't have a catchphrase like the other Doctors did, but he did use shut up a lot. And one of his greatest lines of his time was in the Monks trilogy, when he turns around and says, shut up and Google. With the 12th Doctor being under the control of the showrunner Stephen Moffat at the time, this is a nice callback to his time on the show. Boom's inspiration. The overall concept of Boom was inspired by a 4th Doctor episode where he stands on a landmine. Stephen had spoke about this in some commentary for the episode. Although sad that he never referenced this in the episode, I am surprised that he never slipped it in there instead of the comment about having to deactivate one for a lesbian gymkhana underwater for a bet. I feel like talking about standing on a landmine back when he was the 4th Doctor was a little bit better than talking about something we would have never been aware of before. Now, complicated space-time event. This is a reference to the 11th Doctor and another of Stephen's episodes, The Time of Angels / Flesh and Stone. Within this two-parter, the Doctor does say this exact thing to the angels, so this is just another callback to one of Stephen's episodes. The Skyboat Song. This is a reference back to the 2nd Doctor. He plays this on his recorder in Fury from the Deep. This could also be a nod to both Stephen and Ncuti being Scottish. Just like me. The Anglican Marines. The Anglican Marines were members of the church stationed at Demon's Run in A Good Man Goes to War. These Marines are a creation of Stephen Moffat's and also show up in The Time of Angels, Flesh and Stone, and The Time of the Doctor as well. The President's Wife. So during a scene in Boom, the Doctor starts to say a poem that ends with the President's Wife. This is a callback to the conversation between Clara and Missy, where Missy says,
Since when do you care about the Doctor? Since always? Since the Cloister Wars? Since the night he stole the moon and the President's wife? Since he was a little girl?
This is a discussion to an adventure that the Doctor's had that we haven't actually seen on screen. Where there is blank, there is hope. An intentional callback to Stephen's last season as showrunner. When Bill is turned into a Mundasian Cyberman and she cries, the Doctor tells her, where there's tears, there's hope. Much like when the 15th Doctor says, where there is snow, there is hope, although he never quite got to finish that line. Sentient Mud, the Morax. This callback is one of the Chibnall era. The Doctor did indeed fight Sentient Mud on screen, and it was actually a good adventure. Freezing snow. So before you all make fun of me here, I know that snow is supposed to be freezing cold, but this snow literally freezes in place. It starts to snow as Ruby slowly passes, and when her life signs are almost gone, the snow freezes in place. This is reminiscent of that of Twice Upon a Time. Another callback to another of Stephen's episodes. ᴅɪᴱᴜᴜᴜ. Monday is played by actress ᴅɪᴱᴜᴜᴜ, who has also been announced as the new companion for season 2. But we don't know much else for this, and best of all, this was kept secret and no one even knew she was going to be in Boom. But this is also a thing from the previous RTD/Stephen Moffat era, where we have had previous guest stars turn out to be the companions of future series. Martha in Doomsday, Amy in The 12th Doctor in The Fires of Pompeii, Oswin Oswald in The Asylum of the Daleks, Beep the Meep's Escape Pod. So this is one that not a lot of people would probably have noticed because it was quite a hard thing. Unless you watched Unleashed, you probably would have been none the wiser it was there. But in the background of the full episode, more or less, every time you see Ruby, in the background, they have used the escape pod used by Beep the Meep and the Star Beast. This was just a reuse of props, but a nice little reference nonetheless. Is there any other Easter eggs from this episode that you've spotted that I've not mentioned? Please comment them down below because I'm so fascinated by this. It is literally like a goldmine of just Easter eggs in one 45-minute episode. It's brilliant. To keep yourself in the Whovians, don't forget to click this video here and click the subscribe button and the like button as well.